to get a hold of like influencers and stuff like that.
Twitter. Period. Twitter. No LinkedIn, no cold emailing. It's not gonna work. Go figure out the 500 people you wanna interview. Go see what they're tweeting about. Whatever, if you wanna interview Cam Newton, go look at Cam Newton's last 10 tweets. Try to jump on the last thing he's talking about and add value to the conversation. Say like, yeah, or disagree, or no way, or whatever you wanna go with it. Create some context, and so don't ask for the interview right away. Get into a little banter, build up a little rapport. This takes a lot of work, Cam. This is 5, 7, 10 hours a day, every day for a month, but then you go in for the ask. You get a little context with those people. You ask them to interview them. They've been talking to you about sports or wine or candy or sailing or surfing or raising children over the last month. Now they got a little context for Cam on Twitter, and then Cam goes in for the ask, and 1 out of every 80 of those unbelievable people will say yes. So if you think about 80 people getting 1 to say yes, and you needing 20 people, that's an unbelievable amount of people that you need in your ecosystem, right? Then you're talking about 1,600 people that you're hitting up, which is gonna take you months, but it's putting in the work, and that's how you'll actually get them. Got it?
Yeah, appreciate it.
No worries, brother. Cam from Oklahoma City. Let's go to the next one.
Call from.
Roberto, this is Gary Vaynerchuk from the Ask Gary Vee Show, episode 202. Roberto Blake, a big fan, always supporting me. I appreciate you. I'm glad you're on. How you doing?
Yeah, hey, I appreciate it, man. I missed you at Dig South yesterday.
Well,
but I wanted to ask like a super important question about a business decision I'm trying to make.
Let's do it.
I know you're the person who can answer it for
well,
me.
here we are, episode 202 of the Ask Gary Vee Show, coming through in the clutch.
Right on. Okay, so I am working on a YouTube video SEO video guide to help some of my audience who are struggling with this. And a lot of my friends are giving me advice that I should pre-sell it.
Okay.
I feel a little awkward about selling something that I haven't made because I feel awkward about I want to just deliver on something, deliver the value, and I feel like why should I sell it if I haven't made it yet?
You know
what are
what?
your thoughts on that?
I think, look, a lot of people that watch me and hear me and feel like they know where I'm gonna go with this answer may be confused by this. I'm very comfortable with you pre-selling it as long as you feel like you're actually gonna deliver on it. If you feel like it's actually gonna happen and you're not taking people's money, like I think pre-selling something and then not delivering in 2 ways. One, not delivering and like being a criminal and stealing people's money. I don't think you're gonna do that. And I actually think it's unacceptable to also even return the money because you're not a goddamn bank and it would have been much better for them to have it in their bank account than you. So you just have to 100% make sure you're gonna actually deliver. And the big vulnerability, because I know you a little bit and I know you'll deliver on that too. The problem is if you lose energy or some other amazing opportunity happens tomorrow, right? If I email you tomorrow and say, I want you to be the new official co-host of the Ask Gary Vee Show with me, but you have to work 10 hours a day when we're not filming, doing X, Y, and Z, but you've got to go deliver on this guide, what's gonna happen, Roberto, is you're gonna bullshit the guide over the next month or two because you're not gonna have time and it's not gonna be the thing that you actually thought it was gonna be because you'd still be, finish your word. And so the vulnerability of pre-selling is not delivering to the capability that you have set in your mind because you don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. Got it?
Got it. That is exactly what my concerns were, and you really were really good at figuring that out. And yeah, you do know me a little bit, so that was perfect. Thanks so much.
You got it, brother. Thanks for watching the show.
I know what I need to do now.
Good, brother. Take care. All right. Changing lives. Andy K on episode 202. See what I did there? The mouth was the zero. The mouth. D-Rock, the mouth. Actually, you know what? I've got to find a good cadence in between these calls while Andy struggles and makes episodes awkward. This would probably be, what we could actually do? We could do quick little topics, quick hits. Like the player that got hacked yesterday, right before he got drafted. Yeah. I like how people were confused and thought that he posted that. Yeah. Like people were like, yeah, hacked. I'm like, yes, hacked. Like, yeah, hacked. Like being cynical of somebody getting hacked is when you say something racist or inappropriate and then you're like, no, I didn't do that. Andy, you can send a call in anytime. No, I didn't do that. My intern, oh, nice job, Andy. My intern did that. You don't get hacked when you post something that cost you $8 million in 40 minutes. Silly.
Call from unknown caller.
Hey, this is Gary Vaynerchuk and this is Ask Gary Vee, episode 202. What's your name and where are you from?
Hey, this is Calvin Wayman from the San Diego event, Social Media Marketing World.
Hey, Calvin, how are you?
Doing well, brother.
Good.
My question is, after you have come off of this super successful book number 4 launch, at what point do you now set your sights on book number 5?
That's a great
the
question.
Next big thing.
And why are you asking that? Because I think that's the more interesting part of this question for me.
Well, I'm just interested in like the minds of successful people once they,
Got it.
how long they bask in their own success
Yeah.
and when they go to the next thing.
Cool. Well, that's a great question, Calvin. I would tell you, and these guys can say this, especially when they all kind of like, maybe India really, who's in the Vayner world more than the rest of the gang. Calvin, I'll tell you, it was crazy what happened inside my body when you said basked in the success. Like, I have zero capability of basking in the success. And I wish the camera was 360 right now because all of my team, except for Andy, who's worried about screwing up the show, the rest of them were all shaking their head because they know way more than anybody that's watching right now that there wasn't even a remote moment, not a celebration. We didn't have a dinner. We didn't get together.
You suck at celebration.
I suck at celebration, man. I don't have my eyes set on 5 right now. I've got my eyes set on making VaynerMedia huge, building more businesses, making smart investments, helping my investments build their businesses, getting credibility as a great businessman while I'm out of Gary Vee mode for a little bit, putting out good content continuously, upping my game in my distribution of my content. So there's no book 5, but what I'll tell you, and Calvin, thanks for calling, what I'll tell you is that I am always on to the next thing and never, as a matter of fact, I would actually argue that this is a slight vulnerability of mine. I actually think it would have probably been smart to have a dinner with all of us, especially Andy and Alex and all of us really, to just be like, hey, that was a nice launch. No, we don't have that. As a matter of fact, let's make it really intense. Today is AJ's last day at VaynerMedia. I was at a business meeting at a breakfast spot this morning with a client. I looked over and AJ was there with Yudkin and Nate and Tyler and everybody was celebrating AJ's. Tyler, get in here real quick. This is perfect timing. Watch that. Why wasn't I invited to AJ's celebration breakfast this morning?
Because you were busy.
Okay, great, get out of here. And so what's got it. And so what's really interesting about that is there wasn't even consideration. Tyler, AJ's former assistant, my current teammate with India assistant, there wasn't even think about this. This is my co-founder, little brother's last day at Vayner. They have a simple, this wasn't a 1 week trip. This was a simple 90-minute send-off breakfast and we didn't even consider for me to be a part of it. Yeah. It's funny, we don't celebrate and it's a celebration, by the way. It's not like a sad thing. I'll be with AJ tonight, which is great, second day of the draft, but even when we sold a piece of the business, we forced ourselves, a year later, we went to Atlantis in the Bahamas. We thought we were gonna really celebrate, but we just became degenerates and gambled for 39 straight hours and even barely even talked about it. I'm just not good at celebrating, Calvin. And by the way, I'm not so sold that that's a good idea. As a matter of fact, I guarantee that you'll see a blog post from me, whether it's on Medium or whatever it is of the day, 6 years from now, of finding celebration. That's what it's gonna be called. Finding celebration. And it will talk about me not being happy that I was so extreme to the non-celebrating aspects of business. I think you should celebrate the good things in life. I think it is a miss on the way that I navigate the world. It still doesn't come natural to me. It still isn't, even though I know this, I'm trying to sell myself right now, but I still can't get there. And I'm always following this over this. This says celebrate. This, that's heart and gut. This is still not saying celebrate. And so I can't celebrate. And honestly, if this never says celebrate, and I take last breath, and I think about it for a second, I won't regret it because I always listen to this. But this understands that it's not necessarily the best move. And I think it would have been really nice if we all had a nice dinner and talked war stories. Oh, remember that time the person canceled the order at the end? Ah, ha, ha, ha. You got one or no?
Yeah.
Where is it?
I just need to reset.
You need to reset?
Not reset, but I got it. All right, cool.
What are they saying?
They're loving
They're loving it?
it. Yeah.
All right, good.
They want you to call.
Call from unknown caller.
Hey, this is Gary Vaynerchuk and you're on the Ask Gary Vee Show, episode 202. What's your name and where are you from?
Daniel from Miami, Florida. How are you?
I'm great, Daniel.
Happy Passover.
Thank you, brother. You too. Thanks for being on the show.
I'm always on the show virtually. So I'm not in tech. I'm actually a songwriter. I'm releasing an album, and I'm trying to avoid